Have you ever been told you're too emotional? Maybe it happened during an argument, maybe at work, maybe by someone you love, and maybe quietly, you wondered if something was wrong with you. As women, we hear this message so early, and so often that it starts to feel like a fact. Women are emotional, men are logical. Today, I want to talk to you not as a psychologist talking about women, but as a woman talking to other women. Because the truth behind this belief is deeply psychological, and once you understand it, it changes the way you see yourself forever. The problem isn't that women are too emotional. The real problem is that women are the ones allowed and expected to feel out loud. From childhood, girls are encouraged to talk about their feelings, notice emotional shifts, tune into others, and express vulnerability. Boys, on the other hand, are taught a different emotional rulebook. Don't cry. Don't be weak. Don't talk about it. Control yourself. Over time, women become fluent in the language of emotion, while men are taught to suppress it. Society then mistakes emotional expression for emotional excess. Let me guide you through what psychology actually says. Not pop psychology, and not internet stereotypes, but what neuroscience, emotional regulation research, and trauma psychology show us when we stop blaming women and start examining systems. Once you see this clearly, you can't unsee it. Psychologically speaking, emotions are not gendered. Everyone experiences fear, sadness, anger, joy, and anxiety at similar intensities. The difference lies in how those emotions are regulated and expressed. Women are socialized to process emotions internally and verbally. Men are socialized to discharge emotions externally or physically. So when a woman cries, she is labeled emotional. When a man shuts down, becomes irritable, withdraws, or channels distress into anger, he is often labeled calm, rational, or strong. But anger is an emotion. Silence is an emotional response. Avoidance is emotional regulation. They simply look different. Another layer is emotional labor. From a psychological and social standpoint, women are trained to monitor emotional environments. We learn to keep relationships stable, anticipate needs, smooth over discomfort, and manage not just our own feelings but everyone else's. This constant emotional responsibility means women are doing more emotional work every day. So of course we feel more. Not because we are weaker, but because we are carrying more. There is also the role of the nervous system. Women grow up in a world that keeps their nervous systems on alert. From a young age, we are taught to be careful, to be polite, to be accommodating, and to read the room for safety. This creates heightened emotional sensitivity, not as a flaw, but as an adaptation. Psychology calls this attunement. Society calls it overreacting. But what's really happening is that women are sensing subtle emotional and social cues that others were never trained to notice. Men are not less emotional. They are less permitted to be emotional. Research shows that men experience emotional distress at similar rates, but are far less likely to identify it, verbalize it, or seek support. Emotions don't disappear when they are suppressed. They convert. They turn into irritability, emotional withdrawal, workaholism, addiction, or sudden anger. Women cry. Men explode or disappear. Yet somehow only one of those expressions is labeled emotional. So here's the shift I want you to make. Stop asking why you are so emotional. Start asking what you are sensing that others were taught to ignore. Emotions are not flaws. They are information. They tell you when something isn't safe, when something isn't fair, and when something isn't aligned with who you are. The problem isn't your emotions. The problem is living in a world that benefits from women doubting them. When women disconnect from their emotions, they don't become stronger. They become exhausted, numb, disconnected from their intuition, and disconnected from themselves. That is the real danger. Not feeling too much, but feeling nothing at all. So no, women are not more emotional than men. We are more emotionally aware. And in a world that teaches women to shrink, soften, and silence themselves, that awareness is not a weakness. It is power. If this resonated with you, share it with a woman who has been told she's too much. Because she was never too much. She was just too honest in a world built on suppression.